Welcome to the NSIC Student Athlete Advisory Committee Spotlight. I'm your host, Nick Kornder, Assistant Commissioner for Media Relations at the NSIC. This fall, we will spotlight an NSIC Fall Sports Student Athlete from each of our 16 institutions. And this week, we're joined by Winona State's Natalie Nowatzke. Natalie, welcome to the Spotlight.
Hi, thanks for having me.
All right, as we start out every week, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I grew up in Eugene, Oregon, and then I went to high school up in Shoreview, Minnesota, and now I'm a senior on the cross country and track team at Winona State.
Outstanding. Not only cross country athlete, but you're also the Winona State Student Athlete Advisory Committee President. Tell us a little bit about your initiative this fall down at Winona State.
Yeah, combining SAAC and Warriors Vote initiative this fall has been an amazing opportunity. Warriors Vote is comprised of myself and 11 other students on campus and our faculty lead, Dr. Kara Lindeman. We're focused on increasing voter registration, voter turnout, and also nonpartisan voter information and knowledge. And so the opportunity to bring this to SAAC as well has been amazing, and we have just recently committed all of our teams to being all in to voting.
Outstanding. I know, being a former college athlete myself, that when you're not in your hometown, and part of the issue you guys had was getting which address to use and just giving the information to the student athletes to make it easier for them to vote. So tell us a little bit more about that, and then how it's become a whole league-wide initiative. Yeah,
so it's definitely confusing being a college student, what address to use, and COVID has just exacerbated that even more with the increase in voting early or voting through mail. So us having the resources for student athletes and all our students on campus, I think has been really helpful for people.
Yeah, and social media has been a big help for that, correct?
Yeah, definitely. We've been really using all of our Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
Awesome. So COVID obviously affects everyone differently. How has it affected you mostly as a student athlete?
I'd say the biggest effect on me has been the loss of competition, just like for everyone. And then also the loss of my normal day-to-day schedule has been tough. I miss having in-person classes and the normalcy of practice at the same time every day with all my teammates. But I guess I do feel grateful and privileged for that to be my answer, as I know the effects of COVID on others has been a lot more devastating.
Cross-country season canceled this year. What are your plans going forward with cross-country for you personally? Are you coming back next year? Do you have a couple of years of eligibility left, or?
I do have eligibility left, but I'll be graduating.
Sure. But yeah, you luckily, as cross-country and track student athlete, you do have the winter and spring season to look forward to.
Yeah, I'm really hoping for some sort of track.
So you mentioned you grew up in the Twin Cities, Shoreview, but what was it that drew you to Winona State University?
I was really drawn to the university itself because of the academic programs we have at Winona State, and then also just the amazing coaching staff and the team that we had here on my visits. And I was also just drawn to the city of Winona in general. We have some amazing outdoor recreation programs here and opportunities, and the bluffs are beautiful and they give us some great trails to run on.
Yeah, we the SAAC Summit a few years down there. We went to Sugarloaf, did some cleaning up there. Got to do rock climbing. So yeah, it's a beautiful area down there. So I have to agree with you for sure on that. We mentioned the attributes of Winona State. What are some of the best attributes of the NSIC and being part of NCAA Division II?
I really love the sense of balance that we have in the Division II. Academics and other opportunities like SAAC and Warriors Vote are really important to me alongside my athletics. And I think that the NSIC in its own way has really cultivated this balance and also combined it with amazing competition that we have for athletics. So it's really been the best of both worlds for me.
Any hidden talents or something people might not know about you?
I really love hula hooping. I think you could count that as a hidden talent.
All right, so how did you get into hula hooping?
Growing up in Eugene, Oregon, it was at all our Saturday markets and stuff like that, and I've just loved it ever since.
How old were you when you moved to Minnesota from Oregon?
13.
13, okay. So would you consider Oregon your home or Minnesota? If someone says where you're from.
Now. I've been in Minnesota a while, but okay. Lots of childhood is all Oregon.
Would you compare Oregon to Minnesota? Any similarities between Winona and Oregon?
Winona gives me a little bit of the mountains that I miss out in Oregon, so I love that. But the winter is much harsher.
Harsher here, yeah. I can imagine that, especially this fall already with this foot of snow. Did you get much down there? We got a foot.
We got a little bit, but it's all gone now.
Okay, we still got a little bit left piled up, but hopefully that will be gone soon for trick-or-treating and everything for the kids this weekend. You are a senior biochemistry and political science major. What are your plans to use that after college?
Yeah, I'm currently in the process of applying to law school, actually. I want to be an environmental attorney, and that's where that odd degree combination comes from. I'm passionate about science and see myself like advocating for the environment through best being as a lawyer.
So I read these, same thought went through my mind. I read biochemistry and political science and finished up reading your bio, and it said environmental law, and it made total sense after seeing that. So that does make sense after seeing where you want to go with that. You said you're applying to law school. Have you been accepted yet, or do you know where you're heading for?
I haven't been accepted yet. I'll be done on November 15th. That's my target all done date. I'm applying to the University of Denver, Vermont Law School, University of Maine are my kind of top three right now.
If you had to pick one, ideally, where would you want to live in those three? Just not the school, but the part of the country.
Probably Denver. I spent my last summer out in Utah, and I really loved that area. So
hard to argue, and you get your mountain fix out there, obviously.
Yeah.
All right. Well, are you ready for our rapid fire Q&A?
I think so, yeah.
All right. I might have got ahead of myself on a few of these, but we'll see if any of these double up. But are you ready?
Yes.
All right. What is your ideal place to live after college?
Well, I guess it depends on where law school takes me, but I'm looking at Colorado probably.
Colorado. Excellent. Your most used social media app?
Instagram.
What's your dream profession?
Environmental attorney.
I'm gonna have to switch that up. Everyone says their major, what they're going into, and answers that. So, do you prefer running outdoors or indoors?
Outdoor track is my favorite.
Outdoor track. All right. Not cross country, no hills. You'd rather run on a flat surface?
I like the hills. It's the distance for me.
Okay, sure.
6K is a little long.
Favorite race then in outdoor track?
The 1500, and I'd really like to try my hand at the 5K this year.
Excellent. All right. Hopefully, we get a shot up in Duluth next spring, and the weather's cooperating. So, which subject do you enjoy more, biochemistry or poli-sci?
I think it depends on the day.
Okay. Favorite TV show?
I watched Stranger Things this summer. I really liked that.
Excellent. You're the second person this fall to mention Stranger Things. So.
Really?
Yeah. I forget your other one, but it's weird because it has an 80 nostalgia theme, which I grew up in the 80s, so I related to it that way. So how do you relate to it? What drew you to Stranger Things?
It was just super unique. I've never seen anything like that before.
Okay. Your favorite movie?
Top Gun.
Very nice. 80s, 1986 thriller. Favorite SAAC activity or initiative?
Warriors Vote and the Green Bandana Project.
Both great initiatives down there at Winona State. We already said favorite. Best sports memory in which you were competing?
Probably cross country regionals last fall in 2019. That was like the best race of my career, and we ended up just missing a spot at nationals.
Excellent, awesome. And in just a few words, what advice would you give yourself as you entered college, if you go back and tell yourself anything?
I would have told myself to be brave and unafraid of change.
Very good advice for yourself. Excellent. Well, best of luck to you and the Warriors. I know voting day is coming up. This is going to come out on actually election day. So if you haven't already, get out there and vote. But great initiatives by you and the Warriors down there. Keep doing great things. And thank you for joining us this week.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, well, that wraps up this week's NSIC Student Athlete Committee Spotlight. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.